LeBron James is going on season 23. Season 23. You do realize that Robert Parrish played 21 seasons and Vince Carter played 22 seasons. He already has a record for the most minutes played, and if he plays 50 games next season, he will have the record for the most games ever played. It seems like he's been around forever, and boy are we feeling it. I do have a little bit of self-awareness, and I realize that this channel is not the place where LeBron fans gather. I'm not exactly his biggest supporter, but I'm not the only one feeling this, and neither are you. Every year that he delays his retirement, I sense that even the media has become more and more frustrated with the LeBron show. His stock has never been as low as it is now, and this is a problem for all parties involved. That includes the league, the Lakers, and even the self-proclaimed king. Let's be honest, the narrative surrounding LeBron cannot be good for his brand. I have never seen the media this divisive towards him since he took his talents to South Beach. You have one group who have, let's just say ulterior motives to always speak well about him no matter what he does or how badly he fails. Then there's another group who have always trolled him and they're just having a field day right now. But there's another group who are genuine fans of the game and have always fairly critiqued him. Whether or not we agree with their takes, I can always appreciate if someone is being sincere. But it seems like many of those people are sounding more bitter when they are forced to speak about him. It's the same circus show that we've had to endure for over 2 decades. This is a cycle that we've seen for 82% of his career. He gets this enormous amount of hype from certain people who thinks he's going to win a title. He then falls short in the playoffs. The media blames everyone else but him, even though they picked this very team to win it all. He then expresses his frustrations by posting some cryptic message or passive-aggressive comment from his agent. This is the point of the cycle that we are currently in. After so long, who wouldn't grow tired of a player complaining about the lack of help after you play with a total of 8 All-Star teammates for your career? All he needs is 3 more and he'll have a complete 12-man roster. And I don't feel sorry for him. This is something that is not unique to him. Did you know that many fans were feeling fatigued of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls? Let's go back to the 1997 finals. This series has been made famous by the flu game. It's one of Jordan's most legendary moments of his career. People may have been throwing roses at his feet after what he accomplished, but they weren't keeping that same energy before. This is what Phil Taylor wrote for Sports Illustrated in 1997 about that game and the general feelings people had on the Bulls and Michael Jordan. Quote, "He was sick and you were tired. Tired of chronicling trade demands and missed practices and playoff brawls. Tired of hotel rooms and airline food. Tired of listening to the inane ramblings of the bull with the technicolor hair. Maybe fatigue had made you a skeptic. You had heard that number 23 had been in bed all day with a virus of some sort, but you had dismissed it as an exaggeration. He has a cold, so what? But now, as you watched him play in Game 5 of the NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz, you could tell how bad he felt, which made his performance all the more remarkable." End of quote. Some people were getting tired of all the media attention he was receiving. It's something that we do to every megastar in sports and entertainment who dominates the headlines. The difference is that Michael Jordan turns that negative energy into a positive by delivering on the court. You can't help but admire him when he carries his team to victory. The same thing is happening to LeBron. There's a large group of NBA fans who are tired of watching and hearing the same thing. Unlike with Michael Jordan, all the hype is not warranted because he keeps falling incredibly short in the playoffs. There is no reason to keep talking so much about a past or prime player who has won a grand total of 2 playoff games in the past 2 years. Why don't we keep covering him like he's the 2020 version? That player is long gone. That's why there are a few media heads who are correctly asking when the Lakers are ready to pull the plug on the LeBron era. This is something that is also not unique to him. Did you know that the people of LA were also wondering out loud when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would retire? Sports Illustrated mentioned in a 1989 article that both the Los Angeles Times and the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner urged Kareem in print to retire. The Lakers were a real threat to win the title that year. Kareem was holding them back since his level of play dropped. As much as they wanted to give him his roses, there is more importance in winning the title. When you have someone like Magic Johnson, that's how it should be. The Lakers are currently in a similar situation. When you have someone like Luka Doncic, you have a real shot at winning the title. Now is the time to make the most of his prime. It is fair to wonder when LeBron is going to retire and urge the Lakers to move on from him if he wants to keep playing. It is abundantly clear that they are never going to win if they have him on their roster. If they even want a chance at winning the title, LeBron has to play at a high level for the whole season. I'm talking for over 100 games. This team is not deep enough for him to take breaks. He has to play at an all-NBA level in the regular season and then elevate his play even more so in the playoffs. There is a 0% chance of that happening. A 41-year-old player is not physically capable of doing that. Let's take a look at the last time the Lakers had a deep playoff run. In 2023, his scoring average from the regular season to the playoffs dropped by 4.4. He was not able to keep that same level of intensity then, and he certainly won't be able to in this coming postseason. You are set up to fail if your second best player has to pace himself in the playoffs. Teams are going to run you off the court, which is exactly what we saw with the Timberwolves. If you know you can't win with him, then why on earth would you want to keep him, especially when you already have Luka? But here's the difference. The Lakers owe the courtesy to Kareem for him to retire on his terms. He won 5 titles with the team and 3 MVPs. Can we say the same about LeBron? He's won 1 title. For a franchise that expects a multitude of titles from his stars, he didn't accomplish enough. They don't owe him anything. He shouldn't expect to get the same treatment that true Laker legends received, such as Kobe. It is not a sign of ungratefulness for Laker fans to want to move on from him. Winning should be the biggest priority, but they are also being held back by another 40-year-old has-been. History is repeating itself. I can't help but wonder if all these narratives will impact how he decides to carry himself as he reaches the end of his career. It reminds me of the complete 180 that Kobe did when he announced that he was playing in his final season. He went from being the most cold-blooded killer to a teddy bear. He was more open to the media and the players. He wanted to be remembered positively. He wanted to leave a last good impression. This was no doubt a calculated move as he entered the next phase of his life. I wonder if LeBron will do something similar. I honestly can't tell if he cares what people say about him or if he just wants the spotlight. If it's the latter, then good job, bro. But my gut tells me that he wants his retirement tour to be similar to Kobe's. I would be shocked if he's content with the state of his brand and how he's being perceived. This may cause him to do a little damage control as he figures out his last move. Maybe we'll see another side to him, which I think will be good for the NBA. Now, I'm not as naive as I sound. Like any business, the NBA's primary goal is to make as much money as possible. LeBron has been a money-making machine since the moment he stepped into the league. It's not hard to decipher why he gets promoted as much as he does. They're trying to squeeze as much money as they can from him while he's still here. And the fact that he plays for the Lakers doesn't help matters. His name and that team draw the most attention from casual fans. But wouldn't you think that they would do a better job of preparing for life without him? There are so many younger and better players who aren't getting anywhere near the same attention. It's clear that they failed in this aspect, which resulted in such terrible ratings in the finals. Quick story for you all. When I had a watch party for Game 7, I found myself explaining to some casual fans who the MVP of the league was. Can you imagine that? I'm sure some of you had to do the same. And I don't want to hear that it was due to the small market impact. The NBA isn't the MLB. The names on the front of the jersey aren't what draws people in. It's the names on the back of the jersey. The players are bigger than the teams, and they have been for a while. If they properly promoted Shea and Tyrese Halliburton before it was too late, there would have been much more excitement. But what did they do? They put them to the side on Christmas Day, and they made sure that we saw LeBron and Kevin Durant, two players who have done nothing significant in the playoffs as of late. They were never going to help the league when the games actually mattered, and smart fans knew this all along. We're obviously not saying to completely disregard LeBron and the other aging stars, but the spotlight needs to shine much brighter on these younger players. That way, they can avoid the narratives that inevitably will happen that the league is in trouble once LeBron retires. That transition will be much smoother if they start shifting the attention to more deserving players. And I seriously doubt that it will happen. We're going to have to wait until he takes a bow and leaves the game for good. I'm ready for that day to happen. Do you feel the same way? Do you think he's causing more harm than good? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.